Hello NBA fans, and welcome back to another episode here on the NBA The Week That Was. Today I'll be looking at the 3 best games of the third week of the 2020-2021 NBA season. I'll be talking about a team that is severely underperforming, while also speaking about 2 players who have been integral to their respective team's success. Without further ado, let's get right into the first game of the episode. On January 4th, the Toronto Raptors lost by 12 points to the Boston Celtics, 114-126. The Raptors are in an abysmal 13th place in the Eastern Conference with a 2-7 record. Everything seems to be going wrong for this Toronto team at the moment. They're struggling on offense, on defense, and on the glass. Basically, they're struggling in all facets of the game. Now let's really focus on the root of all these issues, the major decline in Pascal Siakam's form. Siakam was an all-star starter last year, being the impetus behind the Raptors' offense. It truly looked like he had emerged as a number 1 option to replace Kawhi Leonard. However, since the bubble, Siakam has looked completely out of touch. He has lost his confidence on offense, he is struggling to score efficiently, and even with the smaller defenders on him, he is unable to be that scoring menace that he was last season. His 3-point shot is out of sync, and because of that, teams are able to key in on him in the paint, preventing him from using his refined post game. Siakam's struggles have taken a toll on the team. Despite how well the Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry backcourt pairing has been playing this season, the Raptors simply can't find any other scoring options besides these two. With Siakam being unable to contribute, there is too much pressure on the backcourt to create offense. Even if Lowry and VanVleet can each score 25, it is not enough for the Raptors because no other member of the roster is stepping it up. Siakam needs to regain his old form if the Raptors want to get back to the offensive heights they showed last season. The other main area that the Raptors are struggling in is their rebounding. With the departure of Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka, the Raptors lost their premier big men. While Chris Boucher has been looking solid recently, Aaron Baines and Alex Len represent a significant drop-off in quality from Gasol and Ibaka, and it's showing on the glass. The Raptors are a bottom 10 rebounding team after being a top 10 rebounding team last season. Rebounding is one of the most underrated facets of the NBA. If you aren't efficient on the glass, it slows your offense down, ultimately creating more pressure on the defensive end, resulting in lackluster play. The Raptors need to get down to basics if they want to revive the season, and they need to do it quickly, otherwise it's going to be the lottery for the Raptors this year. What a comeback. On Friday, the Warriors overcame a 22-point deficit to beat the Clippers 115-105. With 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third quarter, the Warriors were down 63-85. It seemed that all hope had been lost and it was time for the Warriors to give up. But the Warriors had Steph Curry. Curry ended this game with 38 points on 9 3-pointers made. Like he has done on so many occasions, he helped the Warriors push past the unrelenting circumstances they faced and win the basketball game. Steph Curry taking over games has been a common occurrence this year for the Warriors. They currently sit at a 6-4 record, and most of their wins should be credited to Steph. He has already scored 62 points in a game against Portland, and he is currently averaging 29 points and 6 assists per game. However, it isn't just Steph who has the whole team on his back. Draymond Green has also played an essential role for the Warriors this year. Green's presence doesn't seem too impactful on the stat sheet, but in the games that Green has played since returning from an injury that kept him out for the first 4 games of the season, the Warriors have a 4-2 record. Green's leadership, defense, and chemistry with Steph Curry has unlocked the Warriors' potential. With Curry and Green running the show, the role players of the Warriors have less pressure on them, leading them to be more efficient. Wiggins has improved after a rough start, Wiseman is looking like a future star, and Eric Paschall continues to show his value off the bench. Oubre is someone who needs to step it up and prove his worth as an athletic wing who is a 3-level scorer to really boost the Warriors' ceiling. Overall, if Steph Curry keeps playing at the MVP level that he's playing at, and the role players continue to be efficient offensively and buy into the defensive scheme, the playoffs certainly don't seem out of the question, and any team from the Western Conference does not want to see Steph Curry and co. in the first round of the NBA playoffs. As much as I hate to do it, I have to include an Atlanta Hawks loss in this episode simply because of Lamelo Ball. On January 9th, the Lamelo Ball-led Hornets beat the Hawks 113-105. In this game, Ball officially became the youngest player in NBA history to have a triple-double in a game. Lamelo had 22 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. He did this while shooting 70% from the field and 60% from behind the arc, and he also did it off the bench. he was making all the right decisions on offense, making the right pass, whether it was to the guy cutting to the lane or the guy open on the perimeter, or he recognized weak coverage and scored it himself. He was doing it all. His confidence was clearly visible, and his game resulted in a great win for the Charlotte Hornets team. Lamelo has completely exceeded my expectations for him this year. Given his struggles with inefficiency and turnovers in Australia, I expected the transition to the NBA to be a rough one for the 19-year-old, given the historical struggles of rookie point guards being drafted in the lottery. Despite a horrid debut where he had 0 points on 0 for 5 shooting, Lamelo has obviously bounced back, as demonstrated by this triple-double on Saturday, but also his averages of 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. I believe the key to Lamelo's success is him being used off the bench to start this season. The Hornets already had 2 starting guards in Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier, along with a savvy playmaker in Gordon Hayward starting as well. This allowed Lamelo to play his natural game, leading the bench, while not having too much pressure on him to be the focal point on offense. Without having too much pressure to be the number 1 option at such a young age, Lamelo is allowed to have a smooth transition into the league. Hornets head coach James Borrego deserves respect for the way he has utilized Ball to start this season, but now it is time for him to start alongside Rozier. The Hornets are looking better than expected, and starting Ball may result in enough wins to lead the Hornets to a spot in the Eastern Conference play-in tournament, something that was most likely not a goal for this rebuilding Hornets unit. And with that, we wrap up this episode of the NBA, the week that was. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and it would be great if you could share this video with those who enjoy the NBA. Remember, now you can tune in on both YouTube and Spotify. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below as well. I'll catch you guys next time on the NBA, the week that was. See ya!